Hi there! Emily Midget here with you today, sharing another installment in the Exploring with Emily series for Ellen Hutson. Today, I'm back with another Mixing Your Mediums video, this time combining Copic markers with Prismacolor pencils. I made the terrible mistake a while ago of selling off a large portion of my Copic collection, then discovered again how much I loved them. During the time it's taken me to build up my collection again, I have had to be a little creative to achieve the depth that I sought, because I only had a few shades in each color family. Combining my limited Copics with colored pencils allowed me to stretch those supplies even further. Now this technique will work with any colored pencils that you have, but I've chosen to work with Prismacolors today. This technique is perfect for beginners and advanced colorists alike because it allows you to stretch the Copic colors that you already own while also practicing adding some fantastic depth and dimension. My Copic coloring technique is fairly simple. Lay down the lightest layer of color, then lay down a smaller area of the medium shade, and finally a touch of the darkest shade. I then use the lighter shades to blend the darker shades together. The light layer of the lightest Copic marker helps to saturate the paper and allows for easier blending, minimizing harsh lines. That top layer of dark Prismacolor helps to add even more depth to this simple shading technique. For my project today, I wanted to create a Valentine for my husband, so I chose to work with the new Leading Gentleman from the January release, as well as the Shopper Lady released last year. I began by coloring the Shopper Lady's capris using R02, R14, and R08 to create a pretty shade of living coral, the new Pantone color of the year for 2019. I used the same technique I described previously, laying down the lightest shade first, then adding medium and dark shades of Copics and blending them out. If there are harsh lines, just keep blending the color, working that lightest shade to blend out any harsh lines. Using good cardstock is an important element of working with Copics. Good quality cardstock will allow you to really saturate the paper to achieve a good blend without feathering out. I use Neenah Solar White cardstock, available in the Ellen Hutson store in smaller, more economical packages than a full ream. After finishing my Copic blending, I added some Crimson Lake Prismacolor pencil to the areas that would be darkest, under her shirt and on her inner thighs. The addition of this dark red pencil is an easy way to add some extra subtle shading and achieve more dimension without the investment of owning all of the different shades of Copic markers. Using a light hand is key for this technique. You don't want to use too much force because it will highlight that you're using two different mediums as well as creating harsh lines. Using a light hand with some feathery strokes will help to achieve a nice subtle blend. For the blue jeans on the Leading Gentleman, I only had two shades that worked well together to create those blue jeans. Normally, I try to use at least 3, if not more, shades of Copic markers to achieve optimum blending and depth, but this is a perfect example of what a difference it can make to add that third shade of blue using colored pencils. I colored the pants using those 2 shades of blue Copic, then used indigo blue Prismacolor pencil to add some more shading just beneath the bottom of the shirt, where there would be the most shadows. Using a light hand, I added some swipes of dark blue beneath the hemline of the shirt and around the knees where the pants were slightly bunched. Sometimes on darker colors, it can help to add a touch of black or very dark gray. Off camera, I also added just a few touches of black to really emphasize the shadows on this dark blue. I will be the first to admit that coloring hair is not my strong suit. I so envy those people who achieve highlights and lowlights and shine in individual strands, but I've discovered that a great way to fake being able to color hair is to add some colored pencil to your project. I modeled the coloring of my duo after my husband and myself, and my husband has very red hair, but it definitely has several different shades of red, orange, and strawberry blonde in it. To achieve this, I used YR07, YR09, and E07 to color the base layer of color on the gentleman's hair and beard, the unusual combination of which created a nice orange, almost with undertones of blonde. Using colors that aren't even in the same color family is another way I've learned to stretch my Copic marker stash. It just requires a little extra attention while blending. Once I'd finished my Copic coloring, I used my Tuscan Red Prismacolor pencil to add some deeper areas of dark red. The light strokes of this red still allow that orange and blonde to shine through a bit, mimicking the many different shades of an actual redhead's hair. The fine point on the pencil also easily adds some individual strands to the hair, which is something that I struggle with when using Copic markers. For the woman in our duo, who just happens to look like me, I used a dark brown pencil to add some darker lowlights to her top knot. Adding shine to hair is another area in which I struggle, so using the Copics to color the hair a light brown, then using the dark brown pencil to add some darker shadows helps to create contrast and shine. I again used a light hand following the curve of the bun and her forehead to hopefully create some realistic looking highlights and lowlights. Well, that's all for today's Exploring with Emily. I know it can get expensive to collect all of the different coloring mediums available, so I hope that this video helps to inspire you to combine the supplies you already might have to stretch their use and their value. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up, and for all of the details and product links, check out the description below or head over to the blog at ellenhutson.com. Thank you so much for watching, and have a marvelous day.